Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of A Knight's Ransom. I'm just quickly getting the stream pulled up. Please bear with me. Before we proceed, just a reminder, we have brand new tiers up on Patreon, one of which deals and gives you access to one of our very own voice actors. We have partnered with Tom Craig to bring you his skills as a voice actor to help you be a better voice actor as a DM or a player. That's, of course, highest tier, and you can support us with however much you so desire. We do not ask for your money. We just remind you that it is an option there if you choose to assist us. We have 2 games currently looking for players. We have our Saturday game run by Alex, which is a game of time. So if you want to check out the job board, he has his game posted there. You'll get to play with me and a select few familiar and new faces, as well as a new game that is going to be happening every other week on Mondays. Once again, filling our Monday slot while our Dire Bear GM himself enjoys his life. Because that's what's happening. Man was busy, and he's now getting to enjoy a well-deserved break. And raising his family with his new wife. So, there's another game that's going to be headed by Charlotte. And again, it's in the job board. If you don't know where our job board is, you should be joining our Discord. And if you want to check out beautiful, sweet pieces of merch, things like a lovely notebook for taking your notes in, sweaters that are incredibly comfortable to wear, and other various pieces of merchandise, you can go ahead and do !merch. Why am I hearing myself? Because I definitely should not be hearing myself.
I don't know who it was coming from.
Somebody's mic was echoing.
It's Zara.
Of course it is.
Sorry.
That being said, before we get too much further off topic, so join our Discord with !Discord in the chat and !merch to get to our merch store. And without further ado, let's get into game.
Hello, everyone. I've missed you.
Alright. So, when we last left this group of heroes to their own devices, which is always dangerous, and I should probably stop doing that, they managed to rescue the the Knight Lieutenant of Kryden from a false judgment? Yes. From a false judgment against his character. The town was beset by a zombie virus of some kind that a necromancer by the name of Jethro has said he will handle, considering the fact that he was the one who made it. At no point has he been lying to you, as far as you're aware. And, yeah. Party, what are you doing? No, let me rephrase. We already know what you're doing, because you're traveling to Jongvale. I'm just getting to my notes on Jongvale. Please hold. There we go. You are traveling to Jongvale in the accompaniment of the Right Honorable Ratrice Jin, and her husband, a Knight Lieutenant, Kada Jin. He, like Calyx, uses a gun. Although, some of you don't know who Calyx was. So that was mostly for Fred and Orion. Well, would have also been for Monarch, but he's not currently with us. We are hoping he will join us later tonight.
Oh, don't you worry. Orion is very aware that they have the weird pew stick that Calyx had.
Alright. And you travel on. It takes about a week to get from Kryden to Jongvale. And something you notice as you approach Jongvale is that the closer you get to the city, the shorter the days are lasting. And you don't think that this is any sort of particular daylight savings phenomenon. This seems to be magical in nature, but not in a way that you can get rid of. When you finally reach Jongvale, you realize that it is in perpetual darkness. Not that you can't see through, but as if it is a clear, moonless night all the time. Everybody walks around with torches or lanterns to light their way. The city has lights installed, oil lamps along the streets, and they are lit constantly. Ratrice hasn't been much for conversation, and neither has her husband. Conversation has been basic, but it seems as though she's unhappy with the turn of events and had hoped to actually be able to do something while in Kryden, or find out more information to assist with ridding Jongvale of this perpetual night. They lead you. Yes, no, go ahead. I saw you lift your finger up, so I'm like, no, go ahead,
I didn't
Orion.
want to interrupt, I'm sorry. During our travels, at any point, was I approached by Jin due to the interaction that came about before we left with them and Jethro? Just curious if they decided to try and have a conversation, or just kind of go, oh, this person knows a thing now.
He doesn't, and neither does she, but there is that feeling of understanding where he knows you know. and he is not threatened by the fact that you know.
I don't plan on threatening him with that information, so that's
I
quite
didn't
alright.
think you were, but it seems that his automatic response is, you know that I know that you know. And should you choose to do something about that would undermine my wife or undermine me, I will find a way to kill you. And given your particularly close ties to the ambassadors of night, given who you call friend, you know for a fact that Jin belongs to the ambassadors.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, if they decided to approach, I had some questions, but I'm not worried about it for the time being.
Okay. As you proceed into the city, the Right Honorable Retrice leads you to the manor, the local manor, which sits next to the Knight's Barracks. And the barracks, not the barracks, sorry. You are led into the manor, where you're led to what is basically a receiving room. It seems to be it used to be a ballroom, you think, at one point, but now it seems to have been turned a little bit into a war room. And strewn across the walls and the tables that litter the area are papers. Multiple papers that all seem to be theories and ways that they could possibly deal with this darkness. And as Zara just straight up disappears, just gone and back.
We were troubleshooting camera things while you were talking.
No worries. It was funny because he just vanished as I was saying that and then came back. It was thematically on point. So, seated on what is equitably a small throne at the other end of the room is a dark-skinned half-elf sprawled across the chair, looking, for all intensive purposes, as if he were asleep. Like, literally just sprawled out, one arm over the back of the chair, the other arm hanging down over the arm, one leg up, one leg sprawled out. Like, this man looks like he has not a single care in the world, and he is fast asleep.
Hi, I'm here now.
Welcome, dear. You have reached Jongvale. And it is covered in darkness.
Oh, before we actually walked into town, I would have used an action to not be covered in eyes. Same type of robe, just a singular color.
Okay.
One continuous blink.
It is
All
now
of
just
the eyes are
one
shut?
giant
Yeah.
eye.
Yeah.
No, just like blue robes.
Okay. Try not to get attacked.
My party informed me that I'm a little unsettling, so I'm trying to be cognizant of that.
Nice.
It's only upsetting when the eyes blink.
None of them blink. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the problem. When they do blink, that's the scary part. Alright. So, this half-elf is sprawled out on this chair, seemingly fast asleep.
Can I see anything interesting in the papers sprawled out on the table?
Like I said, they seem to be theories and magical ways to deal with this perpetual darkness that is, pervading the city.
Yeah. But does any of them jump out at me? Just as, like, either way crazy batshit, or...
Most
Most of them are way crazy batshit, and none of them seem to have an actual solution. You're actually pretty sure that whatever these theories are, they were not made by the man at the end of the table. And yes, everybody has DM's inspiration for this. This game. This session.
Oh! Lovely.
Nice catch, Mom. So. Yeah, no, these do not look like the theories of the man at the end of the table. Mostly because these seem to be the theories of somebody... You don't want to make assumptions, but somebody highly, highly educated. You're thinking it's another wizard.
Ah, they use punctuation. What a rare art.
No, they use proper punctuation. With
Look at
semicolons and
It's
the
got proper
Oxford comma and
grammar.
everything.
It's got good grammar.
Whoever had these theories must be quite a person of class.
But they
Did you
don't
say
make
that
a
out
lot
loud?
of sense.
Are you guys having this conversation?
Please
Sure.
let this be canon.
I mean,
Absolutely.
uh,
I'd say that's Orion.
I've been talking as Orion this whole time.
Fantastic. You hear from the man at the end of the table, my husband will be glad to, hear that you appreciate his work. I just wish it made any sense. And as he sits up and he opens his eyes, they are a startling bright gold. Hold on. I have a photo of who he is. Hold on. I have a photo. He's relevant. Just gotta find him. The fuck is he? There he is.
Oh god, there's a giant.
Ooh, he's huge.
No, I'm just blowing up the token so you can see what he looks like.
I'll say this dude could step on the capital city.
I was more alarmed because I was zoomed in, so all of a sudden it was just my entire screen.
He is not
Look at him!
dressed. He is not dressed as a typical knight would be. He looks, for all intents and purposes, like a man who goes in the shadows. And, Orion, I need you to give me a perception check, please.
Oh boy. With a +2, I trust you. 4. I don't trust you anymore.
Okay. Sasha. Give me a perception check, please, dear, and your microphone is muted.
Sorry, I've been coughing.
There
So
you
I'm
go.
like,
Oh, sorry, I have advantage on those. Hold on, I forgot about my robe.
yeah, do it again because I only got a 9.
That's an 18 + 2 for 20. I keep forgetting that I have advantage on that now.
You see on his wrist a tattoo.
A tattoo
A tattoo.
of.
You're not sure. It seems to be mostly obscured.
Ah. Okay.
And then he sits up. Or sorry, no. Then he stands. And for a man who looks as lanky as he doesn't even hit 6 foot. The sprawl made him look taller than he was. And then the door behind him opens, and a long-haired, a green long-haired elf, how the fuck do you even say that as a combination of words?
An elf with
Long-haired
long green
green elf?
hair?
They are a high elf with long green hair. There we go. Got it.
I like a high green-haired elf because that just sounds more fun.
It explains the notes.
Oh my
Dude,
god. And
Have you
they
seen
come
my
out-
notes?
Maybe it's a green or a high green-haired high elf. Double
No.
Does that
and
create an exponent for the high? If it's doubled up? Sorry, I'm
Well,
done.
and it's
I'm
just-
done.
I did have to wonder, is the tattoo of tattoo?
no. This is how you lose DM's inspiration, by the way.
I feel like
I
it's
will
a
take
goal.
it back.
I feel like it's an achievement now.
It's already happened to you once.
That's
Anyway,
one gold star, but I could have more.
This long-haired elf comes out with what looks to be a clipboard. It just seems to be a sheaf of papers that have been nailed to a light but stiff piece of wood. And he is writing notes on it as he comes in, not realizing that they have guests. And he says, oh, Ethan, we have to do something about this. Everything is wilting. If we don't get some sun here, everybody's going to have to leave. We cannot exist without sun. This perpetual darkness is not doing anybody any favors. And then Ava just looks at his husband, looks back at you, holds his hand out and says, my husband, Lord Dontar. Ladies and gentlemen, you're muted.
You have lovely grammar.
Rollin stops, looks up, realizes they have guests, and just, thank you. I apologize that our city is not what you would have expected coming here, hopefully, for the first time. But thank you about the notes. I take pride in my writing and making sure everything is correct. It's a pain for my husband, but I am proud of it. And has he introduced himself at all? And Ethan just stares at his husband like, no. No, they just showed up while I was taking a nap. And then Ethan, who is shorter than his husband, gives you guys a small bow and says, Knight Lieutenant Ethan Dontar, his husband, at your service. Although I suppose it's not at your service, it's you at my service. I hope.
Well, we have been sent here to try to help.
Oh? You have a solution for our darkness problem? Or maybe a solution for the things that creep around in the dark that keep killing people and are forcing me to enforce a curfew, which is putting my people in danger?
Stares directly over to our friend being haunted by shadow people, Karisef.
Oh, right! The shadow people! That is a conversation we haven't had yet!
No! We
I don't
haven't
think that's
talked about
anything
the
any of you
shadow
actually
people.
know.
It was shouted at you during our last fight. It came
The
up
Archon.
very, very,
That's
very
right.
strongly.
Kind of outed that, huh?
Yeah, he did.
And then you sprouted wings and started glowing and flying. Sasha
And
turned
everybody-
into a freaking giant wolf thing. Like, no, we haven't processed any of that yet. Thank you very much.
Orion has spent a couple days in the wagon just steaming, trying to process this.
Maybe I should give you guys a chance to process that conversation.
Oh, it'll come up. Don't you worry. I'm just.
Oh.
There are just
It's
pages
not to take
of
up
notes.
whenever we had other people around us. We're wait till we're all alone.
Oh
No,
my
no,
fucking
let's
god.
have this right now in front of these random people. No, we can
I
do
saw
it
that
later.
motherfucker turn Super Saiyan, and I'm not having it.
About this, you guys all just starting to look over at me. I'm like, what? What are we talking about, though?
Sorry, but yes, I would have glanced over to Karisef
Everybody glanced at Karisef.
during the mention of things in the night.
Oh my
Well,
god.
But please continue.
We're here to help us with what we can. Retrice and her husband brought us here.
Oh, you were escorted here by my sister.
Yes. Are they not with us?
No.
Oh, shit, okay.
As soon as she brought you to the manor, one of the servants took you to the waiting room, like to the receiving room. She went back to the Temple of Athena because she has a job to do.
Okay.
Lady's got a job. And her husband has to stand there like a bailiff because people are dumb.
Yeah, that checks out.
This is why he has a gun! No, that's not why he has a gun. He has a gun because there's a multitude of other things wrong with this man, but that's besides the point. And
Yes,
also not anything any of you know.
They brought us we came from Crichton.
Oh. Did the dinner go well? We were unfortunately unable to accept the summons, so Retrice and Jin went on our behalf. Did the children enjoy their gifts?
Yes, the children enjoyed their gifts very much, yes.
Fantastic.
But things were a little interrupted.
Oh, that's unfortunate. How could you interrupt a 10-year-old's birthday? You know what? No, don't answer that. Don't answer that, because my kids are going to hear it, and then they're going to want it, and I just know. I got enough shit going on.
Oh, no, they don't want zombies.
No, my son definitely would want zombies. Do not mention this in front of my son.
I mean, I think we know a guy now, right?
You know what? My daughter would too. Just no, don't mention the zombies in front of my children. And this is Aethlin. Like, Aethlin is just exasperated to the nth degree here. He's like, do not mention that in front of my kids.
If they do happen to hear it, we do know a guy.
However, as he's saying that, the kids in question arrive. They are fully grown half-elves that he is still referring to as children. The young woman looks a little, on the wayfish side, with pale skin. The only similarity she shares to her father's is the black hair that she wears in a braid, much like Rollins. While the son, the younger of the two, definitely looks more like an amalgamation of his two dads. Don't question it. Mom, I can see you starting to question it. Don't question it. Don't do it.
No, not going to.
Through magic, anything is possible.
Exactly.
Hey, my dad's a
Open
dragon.
the magma for a few weeks.
Fred's dad's a dragon.
Like Orion and Kitchen were born of the flames of a forge, and
Debatable.
One hot
your
mama.
family at some point fucked a dragon. Through magic, anything is possible.
Absolutely.
So,
And there are 2 children, yes?
2 children, yes.
Okay.
The female of the 2 steps in. I'm sorry, what was this I heard about zombies? And Aethlin just arms on the desk and head in his arms, and it's a loud thunk as it happens. This man is tired. This man is exhausted. Matter of fact, his son looks just as tired.
And
He
how
comes
old are these
in-
kids? They're like adult
Oh,
age?
dear, I am 33, and my brother is 29.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your dad kind of made it sound like you guys were still young and we
Well-
had to keep things from you.
By elvish standards, we are still technically children.
True. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And our father is a full-blooded high elf.
Yes, oh,
our-
please forgive me. I don't mean to.
Oh, don't worry about it. My name is Venelin. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, I'm Fred.
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 Interesting.
And this is Orion. And this is Karasef. And Monric. And Kitchen. And Sasha.
You
I
have
believe it's
surrounded yourself with plenty of people who are larger than you.
Well,
Smart
it's fun.
lady.
It's fun.
Well, they would make
you're-
very good ways to hide behind, I suppose.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Your aunt, we came here with your aunt.
Oh, I
from
love
Croydon.
Aunt Ratrice. Although,
Yes.
if you get a chance, you should try and find her daughter.
It's always nice to meet new people.
Of course. You will probably find her at the Temple of Ares or the Temple of Artemis.
Okay.
And
I will have
Jarnik?
to make sure.
this is my brother Jarnik, although you'll notice that he has made no sort of moan to greet any of you. He's a little bit tired. We've just got back in from patrol.
I rolled a die for it. Well, it doesn't look like I have my robe of eyes on. I'm still facing the direction of Aethlin, and I'm watching this interaction with the new people come in, and Orion bows as if they're facing them, but they're facing Aethlin. But they're listening into the conversation.
Oh my god.
I rolled for it. I'm sorry, so
I love
had to
it.
scoot that.
No, I love it. I love it. It's perfect.
What seems to be the problem that you guys are having to patrol?
Oh, no, he's Papa Squire. And I'm a sergeant as part of his fighting force.
Okay.
We're working our way towards being knights. Like our father.
Of course.
Although I have a little bit extra. And she sort of flares her hands out and basically casts prestidigitation, and sparks fly from her fingers. And then Jarnik just sort of grumbles like, yeah, just because you can cast magic doesn't make you better than me. And she's like, but it kind of does. And then it is just sort of sibling banter that sort of fades into the background. Aethlin sits back up and starts reading through the reports that Jarnik has handed him. And he sort of just, like, rubs his temples and then hands them off to Rollin, who starts looking through them. And is just, are you sure we can't get help from the others? And he just looks up at, Aethlin looks up at his husband. No, we can't. They've told us to deal with it. It would be much easier if we could, but none of us are of the blood-sucking variety. And so, of course, they're not going to come help. I got in on my merits alone, and so did your brother-in-law.
Fred kind of looks around like, should we leave?
Can I ask you to clarify on that statement? Multipass. Hold up the badge we got from our previous meeting at the other town.
Multipass.
Yes, it has a mustache on it.
Yeah, I know. I saw.
Woosa.
How did you get your hands on one of those? Aethlin is razor sharp attention on you right now, by the way.
Well, as Fred mentioned, we are happy to help while we're in town, but also we come with the authority to hopefully ask for your help in locating something as well.
It depends on what you're looking for.
Ooh-wee. Well, please hold while I go pull up that list. We are seeking a problematic item that may or may not be in the form of a set of scales.
Huh. A problematic item, you say? What sort of problematic item are you talking about?
One that could be troublesome if left in the wrong hands.
And the king has decided that your hands are the right hands.
We all bear his mark.
True. True. You wouldn't happen to have one of these items with you right now, would you? I might be able to help you identify where we might find the next one.
Who all is in the room other than us? And the children?
Rollin and Aethlin. No, the children have departed at this point. But it is Rollin and Aethlin. So, the Lord and the Knight Commander of Jongvale.
Lovely. I look to the party before proceeding.
If it
And
helps.
for clarification, actually turn and look at the party.
That's how you know he's serious.
He is giving you his full and undivided attention. He is deathly serious.
You can see it by my unblinking eyes.
That you've never seen blink before.
Oh, wait till they do. It's gonna be real weird.
So terrifying. Why
What
did
a
I give you that?
fun
item?
use
Actually,
of Preston.
didn't you wink at us once and it's just one of your eyes went. Oh.
Yep. It went boop, boop. But if the party agrees this is something worth bringing up, yeah?
He's asking for your thing, party. Come on.
Red's shaking her head
I'd
yes.
say go ahead.
Sure.
We happen to be in possession of 2 of these items. And this goes without saying, this stays private.
Of course.
And
of
I will
course.
retrieve the puzzle box from my bag, take a moment to undo it, and lay the pile of money and the cornucopia on the table. I wouldn't recommend touching them.
What are they covered in?
That's the problem.
Do you know what it is?
it would seem to be some form of corruption, enough to become a problem for an Archon, if you will.
This corrupted an Archon.
And
They're
Steve.
supposed to be incorruptible. Oof. That's some powerful magic if they can corrupt a divine being like that. I would suggest talking to Ratrice a little bit more about this. She'll be on duty for the next couple days. But she would know more than I, being a priestess and all. However, do you know which one you're looking for next?
As far as we know, the name of the item roughly translates to Scales of Justice.
Oh, interesting. They don't use that anymore. These are outdated. And then you watch as, without saying another word, Roland turns and leaves the room. And Aethlin just sort of shrugs, like, "Yep, this is normal behavior for my husband." Well, while my husband is doing whatever the hell that was, we've caught sightings of these things, and he shows you a image of a sort of blurry creature with long arms and long clawed hands. However,
It's just
one
Sasha
image
with like a bag of cheese.
Well, no, it's more like one of them seems to be like nothing but bone, another seems to be
Ooh.
like it also seems to maybe be something that's got just muscle on it with no skin. Another that looks severely emaciated. The only thing that's consistent is the long claw-like hands. We've never gotten a clear image, and anybody we get these from, well, they're not too happy with us, so they're not exactly cooperative. You know, when we're talking to them after they're dead.
This may be a stretch, DM. Because of Orion's weird association with things of layers down, does any of this possibly sound familiar?
I'll get a second, because I don't remember what the fuck these things are classified as. I know what they are, I just don't remember what they're classified as.
Okay. Like I said, it's a weird shot in the dark, but Orion has a weird history.
You've had weird shots in the dark that have panned out really well for you, so I don't want to hear it.
Is what I do. I ask questions and I write things down. What was that, Sarah?
I was wondering if I could use a religion check to recognize these because of the way he was raised.
Give me the religion check, give me a history check. History check for Orion, religion check for Karasef.
Nope, I've got no clue what these things are.
This one.
I'm waiting for him to tell me he just rolled a nat 20.
It's really close, but it's not.
Also, you want to give me your portent rolls, please, dear?
Oh! Yeah, I'm gonna roll 2 different dice real quick.
Cody, that's basically it, by the way. That blurry photo you posted, that's basically what it is, but it's like a drawing as if nobody could give a clear answer of what these things look like.
The moment you said it was a blurry creature, I went straight to Sasquatch. It's him. Bigfoot.
And DM, I don't know what kind of shit my dice are on today, but here are my portents.
I'm gonna hate
Those are for you. I'm not going to say that out loud, but that's some weird juju. As far as the history check, that is a 24. 15 plus 9.
You think it's a form of an undead creature of some kind, but to perfectly recall what they are, no. Because it may not even be what you're thinking of. This could be something more recent that came into being after you went under.
Yeah, like I said, shot in the dark, doesn't hurt to try. I don't know what I'm going to use those rolls for, but now I feel an urge to find a reason.
Yeah. Sorry, I took a look at my notes and then read 2 wizards, and I was like, why the fuck did I make Aethlin a wizard? And then realized it was not Aethlin, but Vedalin, and my notes need to be written out so I can actually read them one of these days. Why is my handwriting so awful? I blame my father. It's 100% Dad's fault. So you have been shown these images. Orion, it's sort of tickling something in your memory, but you're not able to pull anything out. And no, Karasef, you're looking at these things, and you're like, you know what? I want to kill it, but I don't know what the fuck it is. This looks like a good thing to kill, but I don't know what it is. So, and then before any more conversation can happen, Roland comes back carrying a book. And he lays it, or he sort of like, he doesn't slam it on the table, but it's definitely put down with a little bit more force than he intended. Here, I think this might be able to help you. Take a look here. Orion, you can read all languages, yeah?
Every day I wake up and choose to be able to read things. Correct.
Fantastic. It is written in a obscure old language that nobody speaks anymore. But you do.
Sounds like my kind of book.
It's the language of the Titans. Which you're a little bit surprised Roland can read. Given the fact that he couldn't be more than a century and a half old.
You know how to read this.
I admit it's with a little bit of magic, but yes. I'm working on learning. It's a slow process. There's no dictionary to translate this properly, so it's slow going. But I'm trying.
I haven't seen this form of text in some time, let alone another person who can still read it. Why do you have a book written in the tongue of the Titans?
Well, that would be because Jongvale is the largest, it has the English. Jongvale houses the largest library in Farah. I have and own so many books that were said to be lost to time. Would you like to see it?
I would love to. Do you have more books in this script?
I think I've got 6 more. However, the information he's showing you is just like just gonna roll that back around to the information that you were given.
Oh, don't worry, I've got to roll it back further in a minute here, because they never answered my multi-pass question.
I'm aware. I'm aware. All right. This book tells you of a... Now, in the book, it is written as experimental magic. Of taking one's soul, or a part of one's soul, and placing it into an object, or possibly a construct of some kind, so as to give it life. You good there, Zara?
Zara, I know exactly where your brain is. I'm trying really hard not to say it myself.
No, do it. Go ahead.
No,
Say it.
I'm good. I'm just gonna put a GIF here instead. Well,
Jesus Christ. Not that gif. Otter, no! Otter, no! No!
I woke up today and chose violence. You're welcome.
Why?
Otter. No.
This is some very interesting magic in the book here. Do you understand what it's saying? What it's trying to accomplish?
Yes, now, what I think, and I don't have any proof because I have not been able to get to Bleakburn. But I think this was how you were created.
Me?
You, yes. You and the other one. And I think somebody perverted this particular bit of magic to create whatever those are. And he's pointing at the...
Bigfoot?
No, the items that you have on his table.
Oh, okay. So, you think someone gave these items some kind of piece of soul?
Yes. I think. I don't have any proof. But you said that it corrupted an Archon. And the only way you corrupt something that divine is with something truly evil.
Or enough time.
Exactly. And weird shit has been happening for a very, very long time. Have you not realized how difficult it's gotten to travel? When was the last time you heard of a prophecy?
Staying out of this conversation.
Well, you say that, but he's having the conversation with you!
There's a lot of things Orion could say right now that are not the time and place to say. So, I understand. I need to stop giving people existential crises when having conversation that don't need to involve existential crises. I'm working on it. It's a thing Orion is working on.
I feel like this is just something Orion himself is actually saying right there. Just at him, he's like, there's things you could be saying. Existential crises that I could be giving you. But I'm just going to let you carry on anyway.
No, that's what the inside voice is for.
Oh, not the outside inside voice.
Yes. Sorry, but yes, it does seem like the prophets of some gods have gone quiet.
Oh, No. Any minor god.
Mm-hmm.
To the
I'm
point where
simply
they have...
saying, is this them correcting me?
Yes.
Okay.
He is giving you the first confirmation you've really had that every minor god has stopped answering prayers. And even now, some of the bigger ones. Hermes, Apollo. Ares is getting difficult to get contact with.
Well, this is not unknown to us.
Did you mention which one you were looking for here? The scales? The scales of justice.
Mm-hmm.
Aethlin, who has been relatively quiet up until this point, speaks up. There was an old monk's temple underground beneath the city. You might find it there. Although, good luck finding the entrance. We've been looking for months. To no success. And we've been scouring the library, but there's only so many people who can read so many different languages. And my husband only has so much time in a day to read. Especially with my daughter having...
straighter.
And I wish I could say that I could house you here in the manor. Unfortunately, we're a little bit run down and caring for displaced children. The manor has turned into a bit of an orphanage. But what I can do, and he quickly pulls out a piece of paper and jots down the name of a tavern inn. Called the Sunrise Glory Tavern. Give this to the owner. It'll it will get you rooms on my dime. And, you. And he points at Orion. If you could stay back for just a moment, please.
I take a step back.
The rest of you can either follow my husband to the library for about an hour before curfew, or you can head to the tavern. I'll make sure your friend gets to you.
I think going to the tavern would be okay.
I think Kitchen's going to go to the library.
Okay.
So you're going to wait around for Orion Kitchen?
I don't know if
I
that's
believe
even
so.
where I'm going yet.
Maybe do a little reading.
I'm interested in the history here. I think I want to go to the library for a bit.
Okay. I should mention that the curfew is strictly enforced. And it is for your safety.
Well, we'll leave when it's time.
Just so that you are aware, I know you're new, but people are dying, and I would prefer to keep those numbers as low as I possibly can. Aethlin looks like he is getting to his wit's end with the loss of life in his city. Well, for those of you who are coming to the library, follow me. And Rollin leads those who wish to go to the library to the library. So we have Monric and Kitchen. Sasha, Karasef, and Fred. Fred, you wanted to go to the tavern.
Yep.
Sasha and Karasef, where are the two of you going?
If Fred's going to the tavern, I'll join her.
I was going to go to the tavern.
Fantastic. 3 for the tavern, 2 for the library, and Orion is being interrogated.
So, just clarifying, Kitchen and Modric are to the library, Sasha and Fred are to the tavern?
And Karasef. Venelin actually pops up again to escort you guys to the tavern to make sure you don't get lost on streets where it's difficult to see. We will handle everybody who's just left the main receiving room in just a moment. Orion. Ethan looked comfortable with the mantle of power that he has as a knight commander, as a knight lieutenant. However, the mantle of power that you now see on him, when it's just the two of you, you're realizing why that tattoo seemed familiar.
Ooh.
Because Aethlin is an ambassador of night. And he leans forward. And yes, he looked dangerous before. He didn't become a knight commander or knight lieutenant by happen chance. Like, he earned his rank. But now, you are staring at in the eyes of a killer. Of a man who can and will murder and will continue to murder to protect his family and under orders if needed. This is not a man to be trifled with. You're pretty sure that while his knight commander title is Sir Aethlin the Uncorruptible, his ambassador name is Mage Killer. To the point that even if you were to use your portent, he would still probably almost take you out.
Good thing I'm not looking for a fight.
Yep, I'm laying down the, like, this man makes you uneasy. Now that you are alone with him. You got the same feeling from Jin. Why do you have that pass? And where did you get it?
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this.
Sure. I was like watching you like tilt your head back and forth, and I'm like, am I missing his mouth moving while he's talking? Did he mute himself? I'm not hearing anything.
Intimidation check. Just stare at him. No response.
I don't know if you want to do that. He gets stabby when people stare at him.
Well, let's hope he doesn't know about my actual robe then, because
yeah,
you can call me staring. Well, we saved the life of the Crown Prince and proved ourselves valuable allies. We have been tasked with retrieving these items and disposing of them, and figuring out the reason the gods are becoming quiet.
Okay.
I do recognize the tattoo.
Really?
I do. Please hold.
Are you
2
one?
moments. I'm pulling up a thing in my notes really quick here. Well, I am not. I'm familiar with the faction. I'm familiar with the sigil. I know of the Duke. I know of a couple other names, and some that may have gone missing. I'm a seeker of knowledge, if you will.
Well, that's good to know. Understand that if you and yours are here to kill me, you will find it very difficult to do. This
understand
is a stronghold,
Mhm.
whether we are under siege at the moment or not.
Have we shown any malice to you?
No. However, others have come in exactly like you have, and then have turned out to be fiends in disguise. And I don't mean actual fiends, I mean like fiendish inattention.
Okay. I was going to say, I know some fiends, and they would probably be offended by that statement.
Of course you do. You're too much like my husband not to. Look. We are getting to the end of what we are going to be able to handle. I cannot train men faster than they can kill them. I need the darkness lifted off this city. I know you're here for a specific task, but these two tasks might be intertwined and completed at the same time. I have my suspicions as to what those things are. And if you find the third one, it'll probably confirm it. Including if you can identify whatever the hell is stalking my streets. It's too fast for me to catch. Which is saying something. There's not much that can avoid an ambassador of night for very long. But these things have evaded us for almost a year.
Does this line up with the timetable we heard about the original item, the cornucopia? As to
Yes.
about the same time they were affecting the land.
Yes. This one seems to have started, like, this one was slower. Like, they didn't reach full night all the time until, like, a year ago. Which is when things started to get really dangerous.
But it started to be noticeable around the same time as the farm corruption.
Yep.
Okay. Well, if it is of any help to you, the timetable you're describing for the city lines up with what we know of when these items started to become active. So our goals may very well align. As my party stated, we're not opposed to helping while we're here. We mean you no ill will until you mean us ill will.
Then I guess we are allies.
And to be quite honest, I have no beef. I think that's the term they used. Is beef a term? So, Olivia told it to me, and she tried to convince me that it's when people have altercations. Why is it a meat? Is it beef?
It is beef. I don't know. Ask my husband.
Okay. Either way, I have
That
no
is
beef.
definitely more his wheelhouse than mine.
I have no beef with the Ambassadors of Night. And quite frankly, I would like to learn more, and if I make an enemy of that, I'm already a threat with what I do know. I'd rather not. So, gatherer of lore and history is fine for me.
I just looked up the origin of having beef. It's ready to go, because I know you're going to ask. It's ready to go!
Otter knows the origin, but Orion does not,
Yeah.
and that was
That's
just
okay.
absolutely...
The DM didn't know until about 30 seconds ago.
I would like to know. What is it?
He's gonna ask. You'll get the answer in just a second. I know he will. Like, he'll catch up with Rollin and then ask him because he was told to ask his husband. We're gonna deal with the tavern first and then come back to the library. Unless Orion is headed to the tavern as opposed to the library?
I would be heading to the book in the Tongue of the Titan that is in my current purview.
Yeah, you're headed for the library. So, Karasef, Sasha, and Fred.
Mhm.
I need the three of you to give me charisma saving throws, please. As you're entering the tavern.
If you're close to me, there's also a save, if I remember correctly, or an addition.
I
Up, up, up.
accidentally clicked twice, but I got a 22 on the first roll.
Yep.
What the fuck is it?
What's the extra?
It's my charisma bonus, so +5.
Okay, so I'm 16.
Waiting for Q to roll his.
Dirty 20. 15 plus 5.
Cool.
Or wait, no. Charisma save. Sorry, that's more than that. 29.
Okay. The barkeep pulls off a small pair of glasses and stares at the three of you. I know for a fact that you all just passed that. You cause a problem in my bar, I'm well within my rights to throw you out after curfew and to hell with whatever's happening outside.
I'm
Do not
sorry.
cause problems in my bar.
I'm
just-
sorry. What did we do to upset you?
You just
Nothing,
got
it's
here.
standard. And he points to the sign that's on the wall that says, fighting will not be tolerated. Be nice to the staff. And,
So, I'm sorry, what did he just try to do to us?
basically, you guys basically just tried to, you just passed a compliance spell, which basically would force you to comply to the rules that are written on the wall.
If you would have just told us in advance about the sign, I would have failed it willingly.
I find that if people aren't expecting it, they're more likely to fail. And then I don't have problems. However, you seem to be of a magical bent, and I don't normally get those in this bar.
We were sent here.
Were you?
Yes.
Well
By
then,
Lord, is
Dontar.
it Lord? Dontar.
Sir Dontar.
Sir Dontar.
Oh, Aethlin sent you.
Yes, he did.
Oh, fantastic.
I was supposed to say, it sounds like, ugh, Aethlon sent you. I was like,
No, fantastic.
what has this town done to you, sir?
Look
God.
outside! I haven't seen the sun in over a year!
God damn. Who hurt you? Do I need to cast like some sunshine spell? I'll learn.
Cast
You may-
light.
You might find casting daylight here to be quite impossible.
What about just light?
What about moonbeam? It's dark. The moonbeam would light shit up.
I was just
Can you
about
tell me
to
a
say,
moon?
this is the perfect place for Sasha and Q with their favorite spell. It's always nighttime.
Have at it. Hey, you can't complain about not having light when this is going to light up the town.
It's not the same. Sunlight and the benefits we get therein hasn't been seen in this town in about a year. But come on, welcome welcome to the Sunrise Glory Tavern. And I have a feeling I'm going to need to rename that damn thing. Ain't seen the sun in a year.
Hold that thought. Hold the renaming thought.
Oh, you're like, hold that thought, and he's just standing there like, why am I, what thought am I holding?
The renaming.
I apologize. We got off on the wrong foot. My name is Seichiro. 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 And I am the proprietor of this tavern inn. And as he says that, a fan of 9 foxtails comes out from behind him, as well as a pair of fox ears. dinner tonight is a rice and beef dish.
You had me at dinner. I'll take one.
Fantastic. Larger portion for you? Extra meat?
Oh, no need for extra, but a larger portion would do fine.
Fantastic. And for you, ma'am, I'm going to take a guess. I think I've got it right. But we have one that is just vegetables
Mm.
with
A
the
little bit of
rice.
bite.
Yes.
Perfect.
And then he sort of stares at Karasef for a minute, considering. You feel like a healthy blend between the two.
I'll take the meat plate.
Well, when he says like a healthy blend between the two, he's getting the feeling that Sasha's going to eat more of the meat than he would the vegetables, where Fred would just do the vegetables.
Oh, I'm a growing boy. I like vegetables.
Where you feel like you're a mix of both, where you would have both.
Sure.
Okay. You are basically served just like a giant bowl of rice, topped with, for Sasha and Karasef, basically what is beef and broccoli. For this, with the sauce. You are at first offered a pair of chopsticks if you chose to eat with the chopsticks, but there is also cutlery if you choose to go with cutlery instead. And Fred is served basically the beef and broccoli, but more like a fajita style vegetable.
Mm-hmm.
So strips of peppers and whatnot, seasoned like fajita, on a bed of rice. Is it just the three of you, or are there more of you?
There's more of us.
There's more coming. Most of them don't eat.
There'll be 3 more.
I usually take
Okay.
their portion.
Ah,
And
yes.
that's why you asked for no extra.
Well, no extra of one kind, but a larger.
Right.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that, unfortunately, if they're not here by curfew, those doors will be locked. And I won't be opening them.
They were promised that they would be here.
Okay.
Aethlin told him that they would be here on time.
All right. I hope so.
He said that you would be able to provide us with rooms.
Yes. It's not like we really have visitors right now. And you show him the writ, and he hands you 3 keys, 1 for each, and tells you that your rooms are in the east wing. And if you were to go explore, you would find that the upper floor, where the inn portion of the place is separated into the northeast and west wing. And they are single individual rooms. There is no doubling up this time.
Oh, I was about to call Karasef as my roommate, but I guess if I don't have to.
No, they are like individual
Hella
rooms. So like there
pros.
is a single bed, a table, and a trunk at the end of the bed. Like it's fairly very sparsely furnished.
Sounds like you got 2 drummers in the room as they all get their armor off.
Honestly. So while they're enjoying their meal, do you have any questions for Sichiro before I move on to those at the library?
Is there anyone else in the tavern?
No. You're thinking it's because anybody who was at the tavern has already headed home. Any questions for Sichiro before I head over to the library?
No.
Fantastic.
I don't.
Monarch and Kitchen. The two of you are in the library on your own while Orion is interrogated.
When we get back to me, I do have a question for them before I head to the library.
Yeah. What are you looking for in this library?
I'm looking for history text.
Okay. What of specifically, or do you just...
I'd like to try and find anything about that old monk's temple.
Okay.
Or anything that mentions scales.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check, Cody.
Okay.
And then you can follow it up with a religion check.
Not great.
I believe in you, buddy.
Wow.
Consistent.
Double fives.
You find one of the very first books you pull down happens to just by chance be a book called Cooking Yesteryear. And you get hyper distracted by the cookbook.
Okay, that sounds like kitchen.
Yeah,
Written
Monric,
by
go
Betty
ahead.
the Grey.
Yes. Go ahead and give me a history check, please, Monric. You find out something very particular. These places that you were told to search for these artifacts, they seem to actually all be old places of worship. Particularly two titans. And that you will be able to find one here in Jongvale called the Jongvale Junction. You will find one in Quanma called the Quanma Quarry. One in Golden Lead called the Golden Lead Garden. And one in Scagnus called the Scagnus Sanctuary. Did I do that alliteration on purpose? Yes. Yes, I did.
Is this places that still exist today then?
Yes. You would know, given your background, that the Quanma Quarry was shut down about 2 centuries ago when they realized that there wasn't much use to quarrying what they were. The rock just wound up flaking apart really, really badly. Sorry.
Good news?
Mom, this streak is continuing! 4 hours after my interview, they just fucking contacted me for a second interview.
Breathe.
Sorry, guys. That was, I just saw it pop up in the corner behind my drink, and I was like, it's entitled Second Interview, and I was like, yay!
Breathe.
Sorry, Monric. I'm so sorry for interrupting our bit for that. Quanma, the quarry, it's a really flaky stone. Like, it's shale. So it doesn't hold together really well, but it was one of the first stones that they found, so they were mining it for the longest time. Using it for a variety of things. Tell my father I said hello. And
They all say hello.
Sorry everybody, that was my father. Oh my god, words. So, but when they realized that they could find other stone, and even go so far as to make brick, they stopped mining the quarry. But the quarry was originally attributed to Hold on. I have this written down. Hang on. The quarry was originally designed as an altar to Helios, who was the Titan god of the sun.
And what about the other locations? What Titans were associated with those?
Golden Lead was associated with Gaia. And Scagnus, on the other hand, was attributed to something that has been scratched out of this book.
That's interesting.
Like, to the point where Roland actually comes over to see what you're looking at and tells you that he's tried to repair that book and he can't get the ink off.
Interesting.
Whatever it was, just however old that book is, he cannot figure out who Scagnus was originally attributed to. And it's at this point that Orion joins you back up. However, he's going to ask me that question that he has for Evelyn first. And I'm almost afraid about what the hell he's going to ask me.
Well, now I want to just ask you something like super bizarre to fit the weird
I'm sorry.
feeling you're getting.
I was about to say, like, that's different than what you normally do. How?
I was going to simply ask and clarify that they have still not answered my question.
Repeat your question, because that's probably the DM has forgotten that exactly what question you asked.
Before I flashed the multipass, it was them discussing that someone was not offering aid.
Yes. Aethlin tells you that the ambassadors are not coming to help. And that those that are here is all he's got.
How many of those here
50.
are ambassadors?
In my city, 50.
Okay.
I have a city of almost 10,000 people, and I have 50 ambassadors here. Under my watch and order. Jin has 50 more. There's 102 of us. We are all non-vampiric. They will not send vampire help. Which, given what you know about the ambassadors, given your close ties to Bestra, you know that the upper echelon of the ambassadors of night are vampires. You get the occasional Damphere, but they're vampires.
Oh, yes. And I do still happen to have a book of names burned into Orion's memory from the ambassador that went mad and started killing their own. This is not something I'm saying, this is something I'm relaying to the DM of Calix made it very clear that that should not be kept in any way, shape, or form of writing. So,
Yes.
with keen mind, I have a month of recall. Every 3 weeks, they write it down, rememorize it.
Destroy the paper.
burn it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
gotcha.
That
Sorry,
is
I
good
just wanted to reply
information
really
to
quickly
have.
to that. I just wanted to reply really quickly to that second
Yeah.
Zoom interview request.
This is me talking to fill the space while you did it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got
Sorry,
you.
I'm very excited. I was expecting to hear from them next week, not today.
I mean, that's usually a good sign.
Well, the thing is I'm going to a concert tomorrow night. So, I gotta be up and going tomorrow. I'm gonna be tired as shit. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm gonna have such a good time. Anyway, moving on. You catch up with them in the library now that you have that answer.
Indeed.
And I need you to give me an Arcana check, sir.
Oh, boy. You... Um... 26.
You find a book talking about religious places of power amongst the faithful. This specifically talks about a phenomenon called... Hold on. Faithland sheet. Shit. They're specifically called adytums. Sorry, no. Adiums. A-D-Y-T-U-M, however pronounced ad-e-dum.
Additums.
They're additums. Which you would know are the innermost sanctuary of ancient temples.
Not a practice they continue to do currently.
Not that you're... no, they do.
Well, not a
But
title
not to
they
this-
give the room.
Not to the same extent, and it definitely doesn't have that name.
Mm-hmm.
But that seems to be all the information that this book is able to give you. However, when you overhear Monric talking...
Mm-hmm.
I've discovered something interesting.
And he shares that information with you. Which you're able to sort of piece together that the temples that are being talked about in his book match probably the adiums with yours. And that they are probably one and the same.
Did we figure out which of the titans the junction was linked to? We have the quarry as Helios. The garden is Gaia.
No.
No.
Nope, that's because I'm gonna DM plot armor that.
Okay.
That one's got a big reveal. It's a big reveal. I want to do it later.
Oh, that's fine. Would I have any idea, either via history or arcana, to know anything about Skegness or that area of the world? I've been there.
Oh, hang on. I'm sorry. Karaseth, did you make that?
You're muted, buddy.
No, I googled that.
What the fuck?
I like.
I mean, yeah, but
This is your own created world, isn't it?
what up?
Apparently, someone else thought it was a good idea too.
like, Sarah, did you make that? That's fucking amazing. What if, like, is that what you've been doing while you've been being quiet all session? Holy shit!
Just
No,
over
I
there,
just Googled
3D
Jongvale.
rendering.
Like, holy tits! I apologize. It totally distracted from what we were doing. I finally got to check the Discord. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's funny.
Thank you. I've just saved it. It's going in my file.
Mama Bear will remember this.
The DM will remember this. No, I'm putting the reveal for Jongvale at a later time.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking about Skagness now.
Oh, Skagness is the one that is also plot armor blocked and will be revealed at a later time.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. I'm just going to start diving into, if they allow me to, their, like, books we don't know how to translate room, and just start digging around, see if I can turn up anything interesting, both historically and if I so happen to find it useful to our current needs. But, like, very much just Orion is sitting there with stacks of books.
Yeah. When Venelin returns, she goes to find those books that were written in a language that you were excited about.
Mm-hmm.
And she brings you the other 6.
How did you go about learning this language when no one else I've known speaks it, let alone reads it?
He shows you, it's a spell called Comprehend Languages. As long as I have the spell going, I can read anything. Except for ciphers. Can't read ciphers, and some of the stuff is ciphered.
You don't say.
Wow. I can't believe 2 people came up with the same name as Jongvale. Like, that is... Holy shit. Sorry, negotiating a fashion design job as well at the same time. Sorry, I got a bunch of job stuff happening tonight. I don't know why everybody decided they were going to be attempting to garner my attention, because I've also got a commission request sitting in my inbox. Okay. Your, yes, comprehend languages. So what I've been doing is I've been reading it, writing it in common, and then once comprehend languages fades, and I stop doing that, what I do is I go back, knowing what words are, like what the words are, and I am slowly compiling a Titan to common dictionary. But it's slow and arduous. And I really don't have the time right now to fully invest in it. So.
Well, it does happen to be one of the first languages I learned.
Perhaps you could check to make sure that what I've got is translated correctly. But not tonight. As it is, you'll be having to hoof it pretty quickly to get back to the tavern in time. But you're welcome to come back tomorrow. Seichiro will let you know when it's safe to exit the tavern again.
me fighting with the urge to just be like, lock me in here, I'll see you in the morning. Just leave me with the paper. I'll be fine.
Rollin is sure you would, but they can't be making exceptions for people. Like, there's
Yeah,
everybody
no.
follows the curfew rules.
I fully understand the curfew and everything. This is just Orion.
Something I didn't quite mention. The library, while technically attached to the manor, is a separate building, which means that all of the candles and everything gets locked down at night.
Yep.
Like, all the candles go out, everything gets locked down.
This is far more, you just told Orion that I'm in the biggest library in, like, this side of the continent, and you're like, you can only visit for, like, a couple hours, and then you have to leave.
Well, this
You
is,
have to
like,
leave.
if I were to compare it, this is like the Library of Alexandria.
Yeah,
You put
Orion's
the-
never leaving, is he?
You put a child
I
in a
may
candy
have-
store and said you can stand there for 5 seconds, and then we're leaving.
I may have
Connor,
I
think you
may
just
have
gotta roll with his
dangled
character.
I may have dangled Orion bait right in front of him.
Fine.
When they're done with Jongvale, we may be seeing a new character out of honor.
What happened to Orion? We never saw them again. They went into the
He went
library
and
and
never
never
came
returned.
back.
We can't even find them in the library. We don't. They're just gone.
Library is a finite space, and we still can't find him in there. Oh man! So
Just has
the three
a
of you.
magnificent mansion tucked between the aisles of books. Just grabs books, hops in, is just gone.
The three of you managed to get back to the tavern in time. And I need all three of you to give me a charisma save, please.
Charisma.
Hey,
Sorry, what kind of check was that?
Charisma save, please. Otter.
Same number as kitchen, actually. 19.
Fantastic. So again, you guys get that pointed look from the bartender, who's still in, tails out, ears out form. And he gestures to the sign. Like a very pointed gesturing at the sign. Do not cause fights. And be nice to the staff. I know.
I'm just here
And then
to
as
eat.
soon... Well, if you're here to eat, we've got just the thing for you. Come along. Extra portion of meat or extra portion of vegetables?
Meat, please.
You got it. And again, like, he brings out the beef and broccoli piled on rice. And then he looks at Orion and Kitchen. Sort of gives them, like, a discerning gaze and says, you must be the two that give this one their meals. And he points at Sasha.
hello, Sasha.
That is accurate.
I say as I'm watching Sasha just dig into this giant-ass pickle, and I'm
Sorry.
fucking jealous.
I'm so sorry. I was really hungry. I forgot I had it, and then I looked over and I was like, oh, pickle.
Do you
Oh.
need
I'm
me
so
to bring
sorry.
pickles to you next week?
Sorry?
Yes,
Oh.
I need pickles. I am actually out of the good shit.
Never time with me.
So it
And,
turns out
I don't mean
misspoke
drugs,
earlier.
for the record. I don't mean drugs.
Pickle.
My parents make the best fucking homemade pickles, and they're just, oh.
I had one comment for
How
the
are
food.
they?
I may be a growing boy, but I may not be growing taller, but sideways is still a growth.
It's okay, you burn it off anyway.
I don't think my husband would be upset.
It'll just make you softer in all the right places. It's fine.
More to rest on,
I
Exactly.
definitely seem to have misspoken earlier. The blurry pictures were Sasha with a pickle running back to a room
No,
instead of
you
a
gotta
bag
pay
of
the cheese
cheese.
tax. You gotta pay the cheese tax for Sasha, sorry.
The entire
Fantastic.
party just starts keeping like a pocket of cheese. Cheese?
Love it.
I can smell it. Do not tempt fate.
Yeah, we gotta keep him calm. I don't want to see that creature again. He's scary.
You know, inevitably, I feel like with the paladin's sense of smell mixed with your sense of smell ability, you would find somebody with the right level of karma that just smells like cheese all the time.
I'm really boring at hide and seek. Nobody likes to go against me.
That's what prestidigitation is for. I can make other smells.
Okay. Now that you are all together with food set in front of Monric, Citro is cleaning up behind the bar. And shortly after you guys have got in, he goes over to lock the doors. You will find underneath your beds, each of your beds, a chamber pot. Please use it. Take it out to the outhouse in the morning. I will come by and knock on your doors when it is safe to leave. I apologize for the inconvenience. Normally, I would be more than happy to allow you to wander around the yards of the tavern. However, people have been going missing, and it's not great. We don't know what's taking them. We don't know what's killing them. But all we know is that people keep disappearing. And it's always when it's at night, or, well, what we've been able to determine is night. And,
Have you lost someone?
I'm the last. This was
So
my
sorry.
father's tavern, and then it was my mother's tavern, and then it belonged to my sister, and then it belonged to my brother-in-law, and then it went to my cousin before it came to me.
I am so sorry.
All within a year.
All within a year.
You said killed. Have they been proven dead?
We found the bodies months later.
So they're kept for some time.
We think so. We haven't been able to prove anything. And I don't blame Sir Aethlin. I don't. He is doing his best given the fact that nobody has been able to get to the city to help. His contacts, and then with the forces helping Picity rebuild, there just hasn't been the extra manpower. So I don't blame him. I'm not happy with him, but I don't blame him.
Does other people in town blame him?
Oh, probably. It wouldn't surprise me. But there are people who don't care for him and his husband. They believe that Lady Ratrice, or sorry, I apologize. The right and honorable Ratrice should have been the leader of town. They only got into power because Aethlin earned his Knight Lieutenant stripes before Jin did. They're both a little bit shifty, but not in a way that we feel cheated. They're fair rulers. I mean, you'd have to be if you're married to the wife of a priestess of Athena. But the temples of Eros and Dionysus have taken quite a hit, given the fact that many can't stay out past curfew. So unfortunately, worshippers of those fled a month into the eternal darkness. So those buildings are currently sitting empty.
And Aphrodite's temple?
Without the ability to really light a path or light the day for others, it's the same problem with Apollo. His amphitheaters sit empty. There are still some priestesses of Aphrodite there, but not as many as there should be.
Okay, thank you.
Although there has been a rather stark increase in worshippers of Thanatos and Nemesis, and do you think I can remember the fucking gods you follow, Karaseth? No.
Probably not.
No, I can't fucking remember. I don't know how many more times you have to tell me which god you follow.
I thought it was
Pair
goddesses.
of goddesses. It's Themis and Nemesis.
Yes. Those two have also seen a bit more of a increase in worshippers as well, given the fact that everywhere is eternally night.
Well deserved.
Erebus has gotten more followers. Nyx, even Hades has seen a stark increase in following, which also branches to his wife Persephone. Although that is more along the lines of the wrathful side of her, because nothing grows if there's no sun.
Staying out of
Well-
this conversation, but I am
Sichiro-
very intently sketching. Not
Uh,
looking with my face, but just
Yeah, yeah.
sketching the bartender.
Sichiro gives the three of you who arrived your own keys. And,
Are we confined to our rooms specifically for the evening?
no, just this building. Do not leave the building.
Lovely.
And then he departs for the night. And I'd say departs, but he basically heads to his room, by the kitchens. Which gives you, the party, a chance to have those conversations that you probably should have had a while ago.
I don't know
You know
what
what?
you're talking about.
Hold up.
Well, we didn't have time to have this conversation. We always had people with us.
Let me go get my damn book.
You went to go get his fucking book. Love it. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to take a quick run to the bathroom. So if you have questions for the DM, just hold on to those questions. I will be right back. But don't stop. Do your RP. I will be right back.
Oh,
So, Karasef, Sasha, what was up with that? What?
Sasha,
What was that?
was that you, or was that a spell done on you?
It was me, and it's not a spell, it's a curse.
Does it hurt when it happens?
Not anymore. It's been years.
Oh. I'm assuming you have control when you change?
For the most part. Unless it's been a while.
Hmm. Is there anything
Usually.
we can do to help you?
Not really.
Okay.
My armor is enchanted with protection runes. Karasef's been helping me over the time we've traveled together to make sure they're kept up, and well, Maxim put it on him, but it's not often I tell people about it.
Okay. Karasef,
Yes.
I liked your wings.
Thank you. I like them too.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You flew. You grew wings.
Well,
You
once
have
you have
said-
wings, it becomes considerably easier to fly.
You have said you have had acolytes.
In a manner. Wasn't really
What
choice.
are you?
You just kind of hear Karasef sigh. It's like, all right. He'll take his helmet off in front of everybody. He's got kind of like a shiny gray flesh, silvery hair. Very, oh shit, what color are his eyes? I don't even remember. It's been so long since I thought about what this character looks like.
Or as you said,
Oh,
gray
oh,
flesh, silver hair?
Yep. Oh, sorry. Kind of a silvery gray skin, luminescent white hair, and very pale eyes that almost look white.
You're still Karasef.
Oh yeah. There's never any question in that.
So you have blood of one of the divine races.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Who? Who knows? Nobody has any idea. But it's there. It can be quite helpful sometimes.
It
Like,
was.
when you need to charge very quickly at somebody very far away at a different elevation. Very helpful indeed.
Hmm.
Does anyone else have superpowers that we have not disclosed to the party?
Well, I may. So you guys all remember meeting my dad, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
He's actually a silver dragon.
This is just the monster gang, and y'all, the rest of y'all, have to get on our level. I don't
Seriously.
know what to tell you.
If Yugen was here, he'd be freaking out about the realization that your dad was a silver dragon.
Very nice silver dragon, too, if I may add.
He is.
I wasn't allowed to say anything until Fred did, so I'm glad this is something we can talk about now. Ha! I feel better. I also feel the need to bring something to the table unrelated. Unrelated to all of these. We keep entering places and people are starting to know of us. I feel like we may need to come up with a name at some point if this is a group that is going to be traveling together for much longer, because it's probably a lot easier to introduce a name versus this is everyone.
Oh, well, clearly it's Team Gilmore.
I'm sorry, team. What?
Oh,
I missed it. It just didn't resonate. In my
It didn't
headphones
come
loud enough.
through.
Gilmore. It's Karasef's last name. The characters would know that.
Team Gilmore.
Hmm.
I still don't know why I have you in my dossier as Karasef Boyardee Gilmore, but I'm going to leave it there.
Oh, that was from episode 4.
I don't know why it's there or the context that it is, but I refuse to change it.
Oh my god. That was so long ago.
What
Well,
the fuck?
Welcome back, DM.
Yeah!
We could be just the Friendship Adventurers or the Friendship League.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you talking about your party name?
Yep.
Maybe.
I don't think
You motherfuckers were the Vanguard!
that's an assigned thing.
It's not a nice name to introduce us as.
That was an assigned name.
That was
Yeah,
just
no,
what we
totally
were,
understand.
not what we are.
Oh
But
my
friendship doesn't really put out the right vibe.
Yeah, but it may confuse people, though.
I feel like
Fred and her
I
bodyguards?
just feel bad
Fred and
hitting
her
them.
bodyguards. You know, I would play protect like the queen in this instance. By protect the queen, I mean, or get down queen, I mean like get down Mr. President. Um, where we're all the secret
So
security.
you're playing VIP.
Yeah, I would allow that. I don't know if
VIP rotates depending on what city you're in.
I would love to see somebody try and tackle me down to the ground.
No, they just run full on into you and stop.
But
Walks
me-
up, pats Sasha on the shoulder, casts reduce, tips over.
No.
Make Sasha small size just to knock him over.
Probably have to.
Oh, what a fun prank that would be.
I can't do it.
It's been a very
but-
long time since I have been tiny.
No, you make Sasha small, like you make Sasha the next size down, small sized, right? But he's the same height as Fred.
Yep.
Because at Sasha's height, he's really borderline, like close to being large sized. But he still classes as medium sized. So like you make him small sized and he's almost Fred's height.
I'm like 6'9" 3/4.
My god, it's like the guy who's just like, I'm 6 foot, but he's like 11, like 5'11" and 3/4. He just says he's 6 foot for that extra 1/4 inch.
Listen, we're allowed to do that whenever we have a 1/4 inch, okay?
Are you?
Yes.
I feel like
Unless-
that's how we wind up being told that you guys are 8 inches and you're not actually 8 inches.
But that's why you
Okay,
say
that's
you
a
know
man
you're
problem.
5 1/4.
This is not a conversation I'm getting into on
No.
stream.
No, I'm sorry I made that comment. That was my bad. I should
That
not
was
have made
DM's
that
fault.
comment.
No, you should not.
That was 100% the DM's fault, and we don't shame people in this channel. So did we have the conversation about?
Oh yeah,
lots of
we
things were shared.
discussed a bunch of things, and then we landed on picking a name right as you sat back down, or at least thinking of a
Fantastic.
name.
Well, actually, just to backtrack for a moment, you're saying that we're weird for having, what, different powers or forms or whatever you want to call it. You're the one that has your own private cult and used to take tea with the Titans. Like, I think out of the group, you're the
clarification,
weird.
that is a demon, very different classification than Titans.
What?
I've never had the pleasure of having tea with a Titan. I have seen them. I have witnessed their
sorry. New
existence.
colloquialism for you to learn. Having tea with them meaning having spent time with them personally.
Again,
We
I
have to-
haven't had personal interaction with a Titan. I
I
have
think
You know,
Karaseth
you
needs
just
to
get
meet
more
Adira.
confusing every time. Karaseth's just hand waving it away.
He's like, okay, no, I'm done.
I have tried to be upfront when things come up that may be interesting from my past. Although, admittedly, sometimes too much too soon. I'm sorry for that, Monric.
It's okay.
But I guess since we're already discussing it, it is within my wheelhouse to possibly reach out to one of these old gods to ask a few questions, if we think it may help us. I came across some interesting magic in my travels while we were all working on our things. And
Would they be affected with what's affecting the gods here now?
It would be worth asking. I mean, if we're speaking of Gaia, Uranus, if we want to get a little questionable, I believe they go by the name Chaos, are older than the Titans, older than this pantheon for sure. If whatever's happening indeed threatens them, this is a far bigger problem than we think it is now.
Might be good to know. You know, we're trying to find out what's happening to the god and goddesses, but we are going to help this town, right?
So, for one, if this is a spell we want to look into, I can ask 5 yes, no, generalized questions. I cannot ask something for a detailed response. I can ask one-word answer questions. As far as the town, I will pull out my book and pull out a piece that is written in just plain common so everyone can read it at the table, and put out the information that Monric and myself found in the library of coinciding information on the town. It would seem that after speaking with the Knight Lieutenant, that the darkness here in this town coincides with the timeline of the other items we're seeking, starting to have noticeable effects on the terrain around them. So there is a fair chance doing what we're here to do will also help the town.
That's good to know. Didn't decide on a name.
We can workshop it.
Orion's Angel.
Did you just say Orion's Angels?
I did.
That feels dangerous.
It's like, all
I
right.
feel like if there were others like me in this party, maybe.
Maybe the companionship of good faith.
Don't hate that.
Hmm. That sounds good.
We can certainly workshop it for a bit and see what we come up with. I'm not opposed to that, but I'm also curious what other things come up. What was the one you said one more time, Mavic, just so I could throw it in my notes?
The companionship of good faith.
And if you're feeling left out on this old knowledge, Karasef, I can show you what one looks like, if you're so interested.
Sure.
Oh, excuse me. Well, go to sleep as normal this evening. And I will meet you there.
Yeah, you're not at all weird.
Everyone have a good night. And Fred's going to head to her room.
Well, that's a thing. So how do you wish to do this bit, Orion?
No.
You opened this door!
I didn't think he was gonna do it this way.
Do I look like I have illusory spells? Have I
No.
used any illusory spells?
Yes. Yes, you have. You hurt somebody with an illusory spell.
Did he?
The
The
One that's
phantasmal
I
force.
would say I have Phantasmal Force, and that's really it for illusions.
yes, that's the one I was thinking of.
And for the DM, I
Nope,
took one of my new
Nope.
spells.
Fuck.
When Karasef heads to bed, I will head to my room and hold on. Boop, boop, boop. I will take out a handful of sand, a little bit of ink, and a quill, and start drawing on the floor of my room, and cast Dream.
Okay.
Karasef
Once.
hasn't fallen asleep yet.
That's quite alright. The spell waits in limbo for up to 8 hours until you fall asleep.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, I could
Okay.
be mean.
I mean, you could, but why? No, don't answer that.
No, I'm sending you a semantics question.
Ah, god damn it. Why did I open myself to that? Depending on what Titan?
I don't know which
Like-
ones I've seen to be like, hey, yo, here, boom.
Like, I think if you showed him Kronos, that would quantify as a nightmare, but if you showed him Gaia, you would probably be fine.
I'm gonna have some weird effect on me for the next day, aren't I?
Maybe.
Orion would know not. Would Orion know not to show you Kronos? I feel like
Yeah. No.
Yes?
Yeah, cool. Whenever you do fall asleep, you find yourself in a dream of rolling hills and fields of vegetation and beautiful greenery and flowers. After a few minutes, I appear. Hello.
You're really here.
I mean, only kind of. I'm in my room. You're here.
Yup.
But yes, you're here to see something interesting, and I will wave my hand off behind me. And I'm not sure how Maddie would like to describe the form of Gaia. How
So-
she would like it interpreted in her world. But you
Sure,
will
so-
see them rising from the scenery.
So, Gaia appears as you would expect a woman to look. But the kind that would normally be, attributed with the phrase, childbearing hips. She's very curvy, covered in a sort of peaty green moss. Has vines of flowers for hair. She looks very earthy. As if she were the one who created the earth itself.
Oh, Fred would like her.
Most Tandrax, before worshipping Demeter and the other gods of harvest, worshipped Gaia. But that's what you see, Karasef. The form of a titan. Arguably one of the more slow to anger titans, but a titan nonetheless.
Not what I was expecting.
This
By any means.
would be the titan known as Gaia. I figure this is one of the more easy to digest titans to be shown.
Very cool. Nuts. Hopefully I don't forget this stream.
Orion's standing over you in your room, just casting Modify Memory. This never happened.
That is so unnerving!
Show you this crazy ass
Wait, now hold
dream.
on. My door would have been locked.
Show you this crazy ass dream, and then erase it. It's gone. That's mean. I couldn't do that. I can say it and I can think about it. I wouldn't do that. But yeah, this is some very interesting magic I came across. I will wave my hand again and show where the heck was it? Silver Summit. As we saw it when we were there. Wave my hand and show it to you as I saw it the first time. Groups and small clusters of huts slowly forming the semblance of a city.
You're starting to understand just how fucking old Orion is.
He saw the Titans. That's pretty old.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you could have seen the Titans and have known Silver Summit as a fully formed city. The fact that he knows Silver Summit when it was a collection of huts
When it was
in a process, the gods that you know and worship right now have not been in power all that long in the grand scheme of things.
And if things
Am
go
I-
the way we're being told, they won't be in power much longer.
Well, if they're not careful. But
Me
I'm sure
sitting
everything's gonna
here,
be fine.
I could legitimately keep Karasef in a dream for 8 hours. This is silly.
You could. I can't
I'm
guarantee
not
that his
going to.
rest. You could, but I can't guarantee that his rest is going to be all that great.
As long as I don't show him a nightmare, it shouldn't affect his rest too much.
I mean, you are putting this man through existential dread. Give him a break.
I'm not
It might
showing
not
him
be a nightmare,
all of
but
the
you
things.
are showing him his mortality.
I'm being very cognizant of only showing a few things.
I've never not been aware of my own mortality.
Okay, Batman.
Wow. I was going to say that was so fucking edgy. like, don't cut yourself on that edge, man. Holy fuck.
I live in the night.
You know, we are in the right town for it, so you think you were born.
Jongvale is not Gotham. I'm going to throw that out there right now. Jongvale is not Gotham.
Okay, but my cape is billowing in the wind. What?
What wind? It's just billowing. There is no wind source.
Do you have a cape of billowing?
No,
You don't, you
no,
should.
I have a, well, I think it's actually a cloak. What is it? Hold on.
Oh, you have the displacer cloak, right?
Yes, cloak of
Okay.
displacement.
Okay.
There we go.
I thought you
Got
actually
it.
had the cloak of billowing. It literally, its only effect is it billows as if it's in wind.
That's amazing. I want that now.
Just got to do this a whole lot. And it's like,
Yep. Except I feel like that would do the opposite of the cloak of displacement. Like, oh, look, he's right there, and he's being real obvious about it.
yeah.
Just a little bit.
But, after showing Karasef those two things, is there anything else you would like to ask me of my past?
Oh, shit.
You
Damn.
have my undivided time. And if I read the spell right, we could chat for a good while.
I might wind up pinging you over the course of the next week. Because I have no clue.
Just make sure that you include the DM after you've gotten your answers.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
If you would
With-
allow me a single question in return.
Sure.
Can you elaborate on had acolytes, but only kind of?
I can indeed elaborate on that.
Fantastic.
You can, but are you
Shit.
going to?
Oh, he only asked if I could.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I fucking thought.
I know exactly what you were doing.
I was like, that sounds like a semantics answer, and I've done that before.
Orion looks at you, slaps their hand together, nightmare, leaves in a fluff. No.
You would 100% deserve it after that answer.
How dare you sass me in my own dream?
Technically, it's his dream.
Yeah. I could sass you in my own dream.
But no. I would have asked the question. If that's the answer you want to give, that's cool.
Honestly, right now, as the player, I can't really expand too much upon it. I can figure that out over the course of this week
Yeah.
and get
Yeah.
approval from our DM.
We can do that across the board.
Cool.
And I will end the dream. You go back to whatever you would be dreaming of otherwise.
Okay. Now Kronos shows up in my dreams. And I'm just no.
Look, if Kronos shows up now, you have other problems. Because it's not going to be Kronos.
Mm. Yeah, I'm waiting to find out more. So, you guys, I'm waiting to find out more about the Shade. You know, I'm looking forward to that information.
Yes, I'm
Me
very
too.
curious, especially after the Archon screamed at you about it.
I'm really excited to learn this thing that my DM's been throwing at me. The DM in the background, yeah, me too. Do I know what's going on? No. Should I? Probably. Oh, man. That being said, as you rest, for anybody sleeping, you wake to the sounds of gentle rapping on your door.
Nevermore.
Picks up helmet, throws it at door.
Yeah, something like that. But it's basically Sichiro letting you know that it's time for you to, if you wish, to get up and move around. The city is out of curfew for right now. And that is where we will pick up next week.
Aha.
I need to quickly double check on the calendar because there's some stuff coming up. I know we're going to be missing. Okay. So we will play for the next 2 weeks, 16th and the 23rd. We will be off on the 30th. Mostly because you can't really run session without the DM. And the DM is going to be on her way to Michigan.
Okay.
Because that is the weekend of C2E2. And I get to meet Chris Evans. Fucking
Lord
losing my
help us,
goddamn
she'll
mind.
never be the same.
I will never be the same. I'm
She'll
hoping I'm
come
going to be a
back
little bit more
a
controlled.
different person. Less feral.
You fucking wish!
I'm gonna make sure I try to bring her home.
You fucking wish. This is just gonna get worse.
Hey, I'm allowed to throw a playful shot out there because I know how much you're looking forward to
Absolutely.
this.
I am so excited. The fact that I'm gonna get to meet Captain America while I'm dressed as Captain America is fucking phenomenal, and I'm really excited about it.
If you don't do the Spider-Man thing, I'm gonna be disappointed.
I'm not doing the Spider-Man thing. I want my photo with him to... I know what I want, and it's not... If this was more than my first time meeting him, it would be a totally different story, but this is my first time getting to meet him, and I have no idea if I'm going to get to do it again, so no. I want to be able to hug this man. While in cosplay. Anyway, moving forward. With our wrap-up. So we'll play for the next 2 weeks. On the 30th of March, I will not be here, so we will not have session. Just to reiterate, if you're looking for a game on Saturday nights, check out our job board on Discord. Alex has a game up currently for applications, where you will see new and familiar faces. I was informed that I misinterpreted what I was told earlier. Monday night's game, we are just waiting for the start date, and they will be playing every other week. The game is already full. Check them out on the Monday night slot. Were we not already friends? It's fucking news to me!
Yeah, me too. I did not mean for that to distract you.
Amazing. I do believe the projected starting date for the Monday show is the 20th.
20th of March. Check them out. Patreon. New content. We've got, we actually have a DM who submitted something. So, check out our Patreon. We'll have DM content on there soon. And
we actually have to do a shout out for Patreon.
Yes. Do we have a list? Can you send me that list, please?
The current list is 1. Thank you to our patrons.
we would like to thank our patrons, Mama Bear, who is currently the only one we got. Thank you very much for supporting our efforts with this group, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate everything you do to support us, which includes buying all of this lovely ass merch. And she's wearing the Roar for Initiative, which we will do at the end of the night. Mom got hers in wine burgundy, whatever the hell that color winds up being, and I've got mine in army green. I'm just not wearing it right now because it wasn't really professional for my interview. Also, I promise, I swear to God, I should be done with actual social interactions during session after this. Hopefully I will be at a new job and then we won't have to worry about this anymore. I apologize. I hate interrupting session whenever we're like deep in it, but I really needed to reply to that. So that was
Exciting
Patreon merch
news
Discord.
is exciting when it
Yes.
comes in.
Oh, absolutely. So that's that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still suffering from a pandemic. We will get to the Roaring 20s part of the 20s soon, I hope. You know, history has a way. That's how 1920 started with the Spanish influenza. And a huge outbreak of TB. So we'll get there.
Easy.
We'll get there. We will soon get to party our asses off like it's the 1920s. It's coming. And hopefully without prohibition, but we'll get there. Yeah, I know, Bob. I know. Relax. Don't have a heart attack. But given the fact that we are still in the pandemic, please, if you're not feeling well, don't go out. Wear a mask if you're not feeling comfortable around people. Social distance if you can. Wash your hands as often as you can. Sanitize when you can't get to a bathroom to wash your hands. Be kind to one another. And remember, roar for initiative. We'll see y'all next week.